Hi Leo, here is the overview of 2015 for your sign. There's another video I put out which is the overview for all of the signs and me speculating about how some of these new trends might be panning out across the world in 2015, and there should be a link to that here somewhere. For you, bear in mind this is all written up on my website, things like the Mercury retrograde periods, etc. But there's going to be 2 solar eclipses in 2015, which is always an important event for you. Your sign is ruled by the sun, and the first solar eclipse occurs right on the cusp of Pisces and Aries in your 8th and 9th houses. So this eclipse, which will cover the next 6 months, is connecting a little bit with Mercury Neptune, so watch out for maybe crossed wires or making assumptions about what somebody said and actually they didn't quite mean it like that, or vice versa, assumptions about what you said but you didn't quite mean it like that. But this eclipse, if you do something on the day of the eclipse, or within maybe 12 hours of the eclipse, or even 24 hours of the eclipse before it happens, then that's setting the intention for it to unpackage and unfold over the coming 6 months. And that is for you getting a better perspective on your direction in life and how to achieve what you want in the area of maybe connected to travel or higher learning, a sort of advanced education or spirituality, but also with shared property, shared finances, resources which you share in some way or you get through somebody else. So making sure that this isn't there's no fuzzy thinking going on around any of that stuff before you sort of, as it were, sign on the dotted line. But it is, and also looking into the legalities of something as well and being quite clear with not only them but yourself as to why you're doing that. And then the second solar eclipse is on September the 13th in your in Virgo, which for you is your money house or one of your money houses. And this one again is eclipse energy is like a neutral energy which you can use to make changes, to make improvements, to make a new beginning. So this is a time of fresh starts through anything to do with your finances, property, possessions, etc., and through them or something related to those sorts of things on the material level of your life, basic stuff level of your life, there will be change, or you will have the opportunity to make positive change. So Jupiter is in your sign. This is the big banner across the sky, and this is encouraging a real growth spurt in your life. Your mind will be, mind and heart should be opening up to a wider range of options. You're thinking outside of the box. This is a time when you should be plunging into new types of scenarios which maybe previously you wouldn't have seen yourself doing. You wouldn't have you wouldn't have been that interested in maybe, but this is the time to really get into unfamiliar territory mentally, physically, and the distant horizons might be beckoning for some of you as well. Broadening your education, actually going into more education and that type of thing, but also putting out more with your knowledge, with your experience for others to learn from. So during this time, a teaching or a teacher could come to you. That's one of the ways this can work. The expansive benevolent influence of Jupiter will encourage a new understanding, so you'll be on quite a learning curve. So make sure you put yourself in the circumstances or the environment where you actually are learning something that you want, rather than just kind of stumbling into somewhere, which sometimes can work out really okay. Then, you know, the Jupiter transit's over, and it will be over on August the 11th, right in the middle of your birthday time. But this is very much a good time for you to be spreading your wings with Jupiter in your sign. It only comes round once every 12 years. And by the way, when I'm giving the dates here and the degrees, That's so those of you who know your natal chart will know whether those degrees will resonate with the degrees of any planet in your natal chart and the sun, and then you're going to feel that energy the most. And there are free online resources to set up your natal chart. All you need is the date, time, and place of birth. So yes, all the natives of your sign will be feeling the Jupiter influence over 2015, and one of the really the real treats with this, the real sort of juicy, yummy bits of it, is that we're getting Venus into your sign for an extended period from June to October. So that's heart relationships, that's, could give your love life a boost, but also that's other types of heart relationships as well, being in your sign. And during this transit, there could be happy collaboration between you and others. You're feeling more sociable, and also with Jupiter also there, Venus and Jupiter come together for a short period of time between the 25th of June and the 7th of July. And again, I would say try and get yourself in an environment, or kind of, if you've been stalking something cat-like, try and make it that you're going to get that pounce moment on the 25th to 25th of June to the 7th of July. Although I have to say, with Venus in your sign anyway and Jupiter there as well, then really the odds are stacked in your favor for success this year, and especially with the added advantage that you no longer have, except for a short space, you no longer have the sort of weightiness of Saturn coming across to your sign from Scorpio, which can have been a bit of a downer. Famous Leo that comes to mind is the Virgin boss Richard Branson, and his sort of his test pilot crashed on a test flight, so that must have been coming down to earth with a bump. And literally Saturn energy brings us down to earth with a bump. So not being defeatist and moving on is very much a Jupiter, a Leo thing, but a Jupiter thing as well. So there's potential success for you this year because Saturn has left Scorpio, probably as you're listening to this, or maybe just after you're listening to this. It leaves Scorpio on Christmas Eve, and is out of Scorpio into a very positive, extremely positive angle to your sun sign for most of the year, except for between June the 14th and September the 17th. So then Jupiter comes out of your sign on August the 11th, going back to Jupiter, and then goes into Virgo. So growth will tend to come more through the financial sector, property matters. You can do pretty all right there like that. And also Venus will be moving into there as well in October. So that might be a good time to, again, seal a deal, close a deal, clinch it, whatever the deal is about, materially, but also in other ways which are of value to you. Because for you, Virgo, where Jupiter is going to be moving, is the house of value to you. So we often say it's the money house because that's just a kind of, an abbreviation. But in fact, there's a lot of other things that are of value to us apart from money. So definitely a time for you to capitalize in a material sense, capitalize upon assets when Jupiter has moved into Virgo, be they material ones or in the form of, anything else you care to mention, but also your inborn talents. It's a very individual thing, what is worth something to somebody. And for one person it would seem irrelevant, and to another person it's like a a great family heirloom or something. So anyway, this vibration can attract these things toward you, particularly, I mean, Jupiter moves in there in August, but actually particularly when Venus is in there at the same time, because it's just kind of backing up that Jupiter energy, and you can do quite well materially with them both in there, but pretty okay with Jupiter in there as well. I mean, probably not as badly as you thought. You know, you can get a bargain, but also it might be a time for you to start putting the money out there, or start putting whatever resource out there, you know, doing bartering or trading in order to get back something which you do value, or which you wonder about and then you come to value because it was really good for you to go there, or to learn this, or to get that treatment, or to just experience that. Okay, so it's a whole range of things. So take advantage of Jupiter in that area to underpin what might ever help you to expand materially in this world, but also shall we say, expand your gratefulness and your appreciation for what, you know, this world holds for you to learn from and experience. And you Leos born just past mid-August, so all the way until just past mid-August, or with up to 24 degrees rising, you're going to feel that energy the most. And also the Venus one. Well, the Venus one is going to be felt by everybody in your sign. Saturn, as I've said, has left Scorpio. Saturn in Scorpio since October 2012 has been meaning you've got to work harder because of family relationships, or through the family dynamic, or it's been more pressure on you because of family, something to do with the past, things to do with the past, or it might have been more limitation on you because of property, or pressure on you because of neighborhood, locality, property, that kind of thing. There's plenty of other forecasts that I've done speaking about, you know, what that might mean, and just feeling that heavier weight maybe upon your heart at times. Well, Saturn has come into this better angle to your sun sign. I say better, it's easier, into Sagittarius, and this will mean up until 2017 actually, apart from the gap when it's out of there between June and September, that you got to pay more serious and nurturing attention and take the long view on creative projects. It can also mean, because this is the area of creation and procreation, so it might mean that you've got to take a more of a serious, consistent, long view. Again, is everything about Saturn is very sort of slow moving over a length of time. It's the planet of longevity. So to do with children, to do with young ones, either in the family or, you know, or young ones that you know, also pets. And this kind of area here means that you've got to have this slightly more disciplined approach, a more scheduled approach, patient approach, as, you know, things grow, as the blossoms sort of come to fruition. And so you will be very much not able really to rush things, and slow and steady, you know, gets you there, sort of thing. But creative interests or spare time activities will also be part of this. This is the house of fun. So anything that, you know, does it for you, anything that makes you feel good and playful and you really enjoy, you've got to take a more serious sort of approach to these things, a more consistent, disciplined, regular, scheduled approach to these things over the long run. Okay, so you're doing your magnum opus, you've got to turn up and sit at the desk, you know, maybe stare at a blank piece of paper or whatever it is for 2 hours, but at least you showed up. right? So anyway, being methodical, being regular, have I got the message across? And then you'll learn how to focus better, concentrate your energy better through these areas, because above and beyond everything, Saturn is the builder of the zodiac. So it helps you construct and build new things from the new foundations from the ground up, and the building, the structure in whatever area she happens to be in. But there's usually a few hurdles along the way. Now, Uranus is also in a stunningly good angle to your sun sign, and slowly trancing through a very expansive area of your chart. Uranus can be quite sudden and unpredictable, so maybe you've had sudden and unpredictable journeys away from your home patch. You are a cat, you do belong to your place rather than even to your people. And place is always very, very important to you. And the key to this transit is to thinking and interpreting the world to change, maybe in ways that you never expected, through exposure to different types of thinking, to travel to foreign lands, to higher education like academia, through academia, through intellectual pursuits, through striving, to maybe put your words out there, beat the drum on something. It can be happening in those sorts of different ways, but allowing you to be more innovative and freer in the expression of yourself, whatever this is about. And that one's been in for a few years now, 2011, 12, and is going to run until 2019. So, some of you could as well get interested in the legal side of things, or just have to look into the legal side of things. But it is, as I say, on your side, this transit. And those of you born between the 3rd and the 14th of August, or with between 11 to 21 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And then there is, of course, Neptune, meaning you can feel more deeply rewarded and more genuinely, unconditionally in love in your close relationships. Might be to do with there being, a relationship with a child or an animal, because that's where unconditionality is easiest to access. However, some of you could feel as though you found your soulmate in an extraordinarily feeling an extraordinary bonding between the two of you, but also this is the area of you being the support for somebody on a one-to-one basis, whether that's in your personal life or not, you being there for another. And you are maybe more, your intuition is maybe working better with Neptune going through here as well. But again, you have to keep things as clear as possible related to joint finances, joint property, etc. That's a biggie. And you, Leo, is born 27th of July to the 3rd of August, or with 4 to 11 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And then finally, Pluto in this very long transit into the 2024, I think it comes out of there, in your area of work, you slowly evolving and peeling off the layers and birthing from the ashes of the old way, and the way you work, the type of work you do, the methods you use, but also this is the area of health. So this is you striving to push through the different layers maybe of illusion, to get to the real nitty-gritty of what is the root cause of this, where is this coming from. Pluto rules poisons, toxins, rot, actually. So is finding out, where did the rot start? Where's the key to this, and trying to find out, about what is toxic, what is underminingly toxic, maybe. And then you will come through, and you may also make better use of your inborn talents and develop those into skills. And you Leos born 4th to 8th of August, or between 12 to 16 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most over the year. And that's it for 2015. If you know your rising sign, moon sign, listen to those. All of this is written on my website. I wish you all the very best for 2015. A really, really interesting time, something to get your teeth into and to be take by the scruff of the neck and be really creative with. And I'll see you the next time.